Welcome into April of 1992, everyone. We're starting the day out, getting our chores done here. We don't have a whole lot, just need to get our cattle fed, and we need to get our milk sold. And I don't think we're going to... No, never mind, we have to. It's a perishable product, so yes. We are going to sell a little bit of goat milk. There's not much there. It's only 388 liters. So I'm guessing last month must have... just been a buildup of a few months and me not doing my job and checking my goats the way I should. So that is my fault, but we will go ahead and sell that goat milk. It obviously isn't very much, but no big deal at all. So we'll get these cattle fed, get our milk hauled, and then on to the exciting part of planting. We've got a whole lot of acres we got to plant. We got 2 fields we're going to put corn, and 1 giant field we're going to put beans. And I say giant because we have very small equipment, as it is only 1992, and honestly, equipment hasn't really gotten that overly big yet. So we have a lot of work ahead of us, and I'm very excited for it. As you can tell, I've said excited like 7 times now. All right, so we got this feed wagon loaded. We are only going to take 1 load of feed up to the cattle. That will be enough to get them through this month. But we'll go ahead and get these guys fed and move on to getting the milk sold. And then we can move on to planting. All right, we're going to go ahead and get this milk hauled into town here. Head into the creamery. We've got 1,376 gallons. So we'll take this into town, get it sold, and adjust price as needed. All right. Pulling into the creamery here. We'll go ahead and get this sold off. All right, and we are $1,000 over, so I'll take $1,000 off. All right, and that puts us at $43,670. So very good. We're definitely down a bit from last month, but a big part of that is our monthly loan payments have gone up because we had to take out that extra $25,000 loan. So for 2 more years, we're going to have what was it, $5,300, I think, in loan payments, and that hurts. Interest rates are still very high. I still have those set at 7.8%. So that sucks. It's not good. So we've got to be very diligent on how we're spending money. Now, I think we're doing just fine, other than, having to deal with that horse debacle, which y'all already saw in the last episode. So we're just going to be hurting for, a couple of years because of that. All right, we're pulling into the creamery here. We have 102 gallons of goat milk that's sold for $800 too much, so we'll pull $800 back. All right, so that puts us at $43,943, and that is wonderful. One nice thing about the goat milk is we can just throw it in the back end of the pickup and make the trip to town a lot faster. Well, we'll head back. Already got the planter out, greased up, and ready to roll. So we'll get it folded up and head to our first field. All right, we're going to go ahead and start here in the new field. So we got it fired up. We'll drop it down. And we'll get to planting here. And like always, we will be using the row marker for our guide system.
Baby, all those years pass, now I know you, how the times can change, and I get a little down, thinking about tomorrow. I get down, was it over from the get-go? Should we call it quits and let go? I have cried many times over you, sleepless nights, what a crime, wasting my tears on a broken dream. Maybe I just can't forgive another mistake. Maybe I don't wanna feel this heartache. Every time you let me down, I get to thinking I don't even know why I tried. Is it just me? Do you feel the same? Were you up all night thinking you should maybe go your own way? Or should we stay? Try to make things right, cause I get a little down. Thinking about tomorrow, I get down. Should we call it quits and let go? I have cried many times over you. Sleepless nights, what a crime. Wasting my tears on a broken dreaming. Maybe I just can't forgive another mistake. Maybe I don't wanna feel this heartache. Every time you let me down, I get to thinking I don't even know why I tried. Yeah, I don't know why I tried. Yeah, I don't even know why. Yeah, I don't know why I tried. We should head back to our old place in the faraway town where I met you, baby. I have cried many times over you. Sleepless nights, what a crime. Wasting my tears on a broken dreaming. Maybe I just can't forgive another mistake. Maybe I don't wanna feel this heartache. Every time you let me down, I get to thinking I don't even know why I tried. Yeah, I don't know why I tried. I don't know why I tried.
All right, and with this, our harvest, oh, God, our corn planting for the year is done. So we'll head back down to the shop, get this planter switched over and ready for beans. Get it loaded with some seed beans, and we can get started on our really big field here, getting these beans planted. That one is definitely going to take a hot minute. Boy, is it a big field now. Very, very excited about it, though. Cannot wait to get this thing planted, and once we're done planting, then we need to move on to our spraying and make sure we get our pre-emergent sprayed. That way we don't have to deal with any weeds. Alright, we got the planter all switched over, so we're going to fire it up, drop it down, and we can get to planting some beans. Very exciting. This field is absolutely gigantic, so cannot wait to get this thing finished, and honestly, can't wait till harvest. See, how many more loads of beans do we get off this field now that we've extended it as much as we have? All right, we got all of our soybeans planted here. Had to reload the planter once, but no big deal. Had more than enough seed to get everything covered this year, so we're going to go ahead, get this tractor cleaned up, put away. Or I guess I should say the planter cleaned up and put away for the year. We'll get the tractor cleaned up. And then we need to get our sprayer out. Now, I've already called down to the co-op. I completely forgot that I had to get herbicide for this month. So we're going to run down there, get that picked up real quick. And then we can get the sprayer drug out of the shed and get all of our fields sprayed with our pre-emergence to make sure that we never have any weeds. All right, we ran down to the store, got some herbicide. You can see we're all the way down to 39,000. Yeah, not great, but we're going to go ahead and get this field sprayed here. We'll get our soybean field sprayed, and because of the way the game mechanics work, there's absolutely no reason for us to spray the new field because we used the chisel plow and plowed it, so it's not going to grow any weeds, so there's no point in spraying it. So I'll spray this field, I'll spray the big field down below, and at this point I really can't tell where the new part of the field is. I can kind of guess, so I'm just going to go ahead and spray the whole thing. So we will be spraying, parts of the field that absolutely don't need it, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world by any means. So we'll go ahead and get these 2 fields sprayed off, and I'll catch up with you guys when we're done. All right, we got all of our spraying done, and I went ahead and moved 3 head of cattle down to the fat cattle lot, and now I've got 7 goats loaded up on the trailer that are ready to be sold as fat goats. So we're going to take these guys down to the animal dealer, get them sold off, and make a little bit of money, which is desperately, desperately needed. So these cattle, will have a few head that are going to go next month. And, we're finally starting to move in the right direction here. As far as our animals go, we're starting to sell off, animals for meat. And we're also, making a lot of milk from 2 different animals. So this is going quite well. I'm very, very happy with how this is going. All right, we are down here at the animal dealer, so we'll go ahead and get these 7 head of goats sold off here. All right, we got those 7 sold. Made way too much money. We should have made $735, so we'll get this corrected here. All right, that's better. So we're at $40,083. That's very good. Kind of sad that we don't get to make what the base game would have given us, but that's okay, because it is April of 1992. So I'm very happy with where we're at. We're definitely moving in the right direction here with the entire farm. Everything's going, honestly really well. So it's definitely difficult. As you can tell, we're down to $40,000, and we started out with $200,000 in spending cash and a $500,000 loan. So yeah, things are, definitely not looking great financially, but I do believe we are moving in the right direction. So this is going to be it for the month of April. So I will see you guys next month in May when we have a couple of cattle to sell and a lot of mowing, tedding, and baling to get done. Welcome into May, everyone. Our corn is looking good. We're getting our chores done here this morning. Get our cattle fed, then we got milk to haul for both the cows and the goats. So we'll get that taken care of here. Get this feed wagon unloading. And while it's unloading, we can run over here, take a look at our cattle. You can see we got quite a few young heifers in here. And we've got a lot of babies coming. So our milk production is down a little bit right now, but that's because we don't have a whole lot of young baby cattle right now. So that's okay. Everybody's looking fantastic. This pen is really starting to fill up. That is absolutely wonderful. So we're going to be down just a little bit on our milk that we're hauling this month, but here in the next couple of months it's going to spike again and go up, so that's wonderful. You can see our new cornfield looks absolutely fantastic. That's wonderful. We definitely needed that expansion. That's going to help us out tremendously this fall, especially with how much corn we're going to have to chop. So we've got 1,247 gallons of milk on here. So like I said, our milk production is down slightly, but not bad. That's still plenty of milk to get sold this month. So we'll get this run down to the creamery, get it sold, get the price adjusted, and then we have goat milk that we do need to sell. And to be honest, I haven't even looked to see how much we have, but I'm sure it's not going to be a whole lot, but it's definitely going to be, valuable. So we'll get that sold off. We've got, I think, 3 head of cattle we need to get sold this month. And then we get to move on to mowing, raking, tedding, and baling, not necessarily in that order. All right, we're down here at the creamery. We'll go ahead and get this sold off. All right, we are $800 over, so I'll pull $800 back to get us where we should be in May of 1992. All right, there we go. So we're at $40,334. That is wonderful. We'll head back, get the goat milk loaded, and get it sold next. All right, we're down here at the creamery. We'll go ahead and get this goat milk sold off here. Now we had 99 gallons, and we need to pull back $700. So we'll get that adjusted here. All right, so we're at $40,597. Now we're going to run back to the home place, get the 3 cattle loaded up that we need to get sold this month, and get them down to the animal dealer and get them sold off here. All right, so there's 4 cattle we're going to get sold off here, so we'll get these guys run down to the animal dealer, see how much the base game gives us, and I'm sure we will have to adjust our price probably quite a bit like everything else here. But we'll go ahead and get these guys run down there. Now, I do have silage in my bucket to try and keep the front end of this tractor down. Found out the hard way that, yeah, when there's too many animals on this trailer, the front end of the tractor will most definitely come off the ground, and I can't pull the trailer. So that's something we're going to have to address here in the near future, because soon we will be selling off more than just 4 head of our fat steers here. All right, we're down here at the animal dealer, so we'll go ahead and get these 4 head sold off here. So we sold 4 head of cattle. The about the average weight would be 1,500 pounds per head, and the average price for 1992 was $75.20 per hundredweight. So that would bring us to $4,512. So we got paid $7,031 too much. So we'll get that $7,031 pulled back here to get us to where we should be. All right, so that puts us at $45,109. I'm very happy with that. Honestly, making more off of the fat cattle than I thought I would. So I'm very happy with that. Yeah, that's absolutely awesome. So we're going to go ahead and get headed back to the home place here. And we need to get our mower hooked up so we can start mowing our alfalfa down. Because we're down to, I think, 4 bales is all we have left. So we definitely need to get to making some bales here. All right, we got the 1066 hooked up to our mower here, so we're going to go round and around in circles, get this alfalfa knocked down. And this is probably going to be the last year that we can run this alfalfa. It does need to be replanted every, 4 or 5 years. If you want to keep the field as alfalfa, it does eventually, die off, and weed pressure and grass pressure do eventually take over. So come this fall, after our second cutting this year, we will have to reseed this field. That is something that's, an added cost that is unfortunate, but it is the reality of alfalfa. All right, we got our alfalfa field all ready to be baled here. So we'll get the baler going. We got our bale counter reset. Even though I'm pretty sure we're going to get 40 bales off this field. I'll be surprised if we don't. So we'll get this baling knocked out here. Get all the bales picked up. And that's probably going to be it for the month of May here. All right, welcome into June, everyone. We're down to $40,000. And we've got some feed we got to get delivered here to our cattle. We've got some milk to haul. And we also have a soybean contract that we need to get filled out this month. And it's only 1 load. We did not have very many soybeans last year, so not going to make, a fortune off of it, but we'll definitely make a little bit of profit from it, so that's a good thing. Now, our milk production is down again a little bit this month, not a whole lot. The calves in this barn are starting to grow. And, you know, they're all about 5-6 months old now, so our milk production has slowed down a bit. However, here in the coming months, we're going to start having some more calves born. We already had one born this month, so our milk production will start going up. I'm guessing it's probably going to be August, somewhere around that August-September area. So for now, our milk production is down a little bit, but we're still producing quite a bit of milk. So it's not something to be worried about. Just a normal fluctuation here. So we got them fed. We'll go ahead, hook up to our milk trailer, get this cow milk hauled, and then we have some goat milk we need to get hauled as well. All right, we've got 1,056 gallons of milk on here, so we'll head down to the creamery, get this sold off, come back, load up our goat milk, get it sold, and then we can work on selling our beans. All right, we're down here at the creamery, so we'll go ahead and get this milk sold off here. And we need to take $500 off. So we'll go ahead and get that adjusted here. So that puts us at $42,700. We'll head back, grab the goat milk, get it sold off, and work on our soybeans after that. All right, we're down here at the creamery. We'll go ahead and get this goat milk sold off. And we need to pull back $600, so we'll take $600 off. All right, and that brings us to $43,002. So we're sitting pretty good. Still moving in the wrong direction. And at this point, I am getting slightly nervous here that maybe we won't make it. Yeah, not really sure what to think yet. But we'll head home, get our soybeans loaded up, and hopefully make a pretty good payday off of it. Unfortunately, it is only one load. All right, we're getting pulled into the co-op here. We've got 750 bushels of soybeans on. If I can stop. There we go. All right, we'll go ahead and get the 750 bushels unloaded here. And we made, holy Christ, way too much. So we'll go ahead and get this adjusted down. We should have made $43.87. So we'll go ahead and get this price adjusted. All right, we got the price adjusted, so we're at $47,385. So we'll go ahead, head back to the home place, and that is just about it for the month of June. So we're going to go ahead and call this an episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. If you like what you're seeing, please make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode.